Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with another new dungeon ready and waiting for you in just a few days' time now when Warlords of Draenor releases, and this is Skyreach. Okay, we're not going to get Adele to come in, but this is Skyreach, and it's another 4-boss dungeon. Thankfully, this seems to be a little bit less trash intensive than most of the dungeons. The worst is yet to come. So we're going to go on straight to the first boss. There's only a little bit of trash to go around the side. You get to it, you see how the Dread Raven takes you to the platform. It's very cool. And this one's called Ranjit. Ranjit has some wind-based attacks. They've actually tweaked this. It didn't start off being wind-based, but they have now changed it to be wind. It used to be like solar discs flying around. And you'll see there's a tornado acting as a pivot, and then a small bit of wind kind of rotating around it. All looks very easy, but after a certain time, it all erupts, and suddenly this very small little pivot becomes a massive, colossal pivot. And you have to, well, you kind of get, as you can see, sectioned off. And just have to move and damage as you go along. And it's not only one, there's one on two there. So that could both explode and you can have all manner of gubbins going on. It's quite good fun. There's lots to keep you active, lots to keep you moving. This is another one of those battlegrounds where you can say to me, can you fall off the edge? The answer is yes, you can. If you fall off the edge here as well, there is no saving you. You are done, dusted, and dead. It's not like Throne of the Four Winds, let's say, where you can fall off Vortex Pinnacle. Let's use that as a better example. Where you can fall off the edge and then you get a gust of wind caressing your body and bringing you back up to the top. Or as we've just seen in a previous dungeon where I did Shadow Moon Burial Grounds, where if you got knocked off the platform into the water, there was a spout of water that would knock you back onto the battleground. Nope. You fall off this, you're dead. That's it, as simple as that. In actual fact, I think the guy that died here fell off. If you have a look at the chat, well, hopefully there's nothing too untoward going on in the chat, but you have a look at the chat, I think he might say when this fight is over, yeah, so you can fall off the edge and die, or something like that. Maybe it was a different time I came in here, but there was somebody that kept falling off the edge. So watch the boss's charge attack. You don't want him to charge you, knock you off the edge. Otherwise, you're looking at those wind tornadoes rotating around to avoid them as well. There you go. Well, you can fall off the edge, says the raid leader. So after the first boss is dealt with, you have two avenues you can go, left or right. Just be careful here, and I would certainly look at CCing some of the ads, because there are ads that I think heal up and such. So identify the healer within the pack of trash, CC it, and then you should be okay. Just to quickly push yourself onto the second boss, which is Arachnath. Arachnath. I don't want to say Arak as in arachnid, because that gives it more spidery. Arachnath. We'll go with that. Quite a cool looking boss. Yes, if you've seen my Garrison videos, you can actually get a smaller version of this guy as a follower. Not this guy itself, but the actual model. We've seen it in a couple of videos. You also saw it in one of my Garrison follower videos in Spires of Arak. This dungeon itself is in Spires. But it does look awesome, doesn't it? It does look wicked. So if you like the look of it, this is one that you can get as a Garrison follower for yourself. So there you go. So the object really is to avoid, well, not to avoid, actually, to block the beams of light which are coming in. Now pick one of the ads from the side. You'll see the deactivated ads on the side. When the light comes in, you'll go through the ad, and then there you go, you can see it now, and funnel towards a boss. You need to block it. There you go, you can see one of the DPSs. You set up a point and you just stop it from getting into the boss, and that will just allow you to maintain DPS. Also, it should destroy the construct on the side. There you go. I think it's, or deactivate it, or prevent it from coming into the fight. Whatever it does, just stop it. Just stop it. I think I'm waiting for mine to come in. There you go. Just trying to adjust my camera angle to get a better look. And then every so often, actually, I think it powers it up. You notice when it did the spin and the explosion, I think the light powers it up. So the more light that hits the boss when it does the power up, the massive AoE damage, that's probably going to wipe out the whole raid if you just let it go through. So there you go. It's been a while since I've been here, and of course, because the beta's closed down, I can't call upon the dungeon journal no more. So I can't I can't kind of like check the exact mechanics of fights. I have to kind of rely on my useless aging memory. But never mind. So again, just a few packs of trash here, about 3 packs of trash here, and the third boss again is right on the doorstep. This is quite a nice short dungeon. I think all in all, even with all the packs of trash from start to finish, it took around 22 minutes, which again capped at level 600 for this. This is the normal version, capped at level 600 for this. So capped at 600 with the packs of trash, 20 odd minutes. That's not bad. So you can see with this boss, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a reskin of the Dread Raven, but just looks absolutely gorgeous. You get the little ads which come into the fight. You'll notice the solar flares. They're the ads. DPS them down. They'll fixate on a target, go over to them. I think if they reach the target, they'll explode for splash damage. If you destroy them, there you'll see they'll explode where they are. So if there's any melees, maybe give it a few hits to help the range, but when you notice its health getting low, move back to the boss, let the range finish it off so you don't take any splash damage. In normal, shouldn't prove very problematic, but in heroic mode, chances are it's going to take way more damage. There you go. It says it's fixated on you. If it reaches you, it will explode. Yay for me for remembering tactics. And I've got to say, when you defeat this boss, normally now, unless we've got it on some sort of group loot, if it's on personal loot or whatever, you go over to the boss, loot the boss at the end of a fight to see if you've won anything. This is one of these bosses that actually drops a chest, and the chest looks really cool. I'm just going to say, just looks like a massive compass at the end. Just, FYI, while we're just, passing time. Other than that, it's pretty much, just a tank and spank on the physical boss itself. It'll stick a few debuffs here and there, but nothing the healer shouldn't have too much problem with. You see the monk tank, if the monk tank can deal with stuff, then anyone can really. I don't think monk tanks are massively great at the moment on Warlords. Oh, so it's a nice little quill. There you go, got loot. Yay! So moving on. Now this bit here, you've got to walk against the wind, and then the little birds from the side come in. So just follow the pathway round. Don't try and shortcut. If you try and shortcut, the wind's going to blow you off the edge, as it has done to the DPS and the healer. You got to follow the pathway of the wind. So even if it means going back on yourself, as you saw, if you just slow down the video there, possibly if you want to, or just pause it to see the passageway it tried to. I know I've got it at higher speed. I could have slowed it down, but the pathway of the wind is not difficult to see. It's not difficult to get. And by the way, that third boss was called Run. There you go, we'll call it that. And this is the high stage Virnix as the final boss. Now this is quite cool. This has got sort of Wrath of the Lich King type mechanics to certain aspects of it. You'll notice the Solar Zealot. The Solar Zealot will fixate on a person. It will choose a person. You can notice when it's going to choose somebody because you kind of get the Solar Zealot above you and a little bit of a flash of light around you. The Solar Zealot will pick you up and attempt to drop you off the edge. So it's kind of like when the Valkyrie in the Lich King, when you get to that stage, where they picked up the people and tried to throw them off the edge there. So it's very reminiscent of that. I know some people get really annoyed about reuse of mechanics. Me personally, I see it as a little bit of a homage. I rather enjoyed it. You also see the pools of light on the floor. Don't stand in them. And there's also an ad which comes into the fight, the construct ad which comes into the fight, which has been defeated, which again you should focus target. You then have the iris, the focusing iris, which will fixate onto a target and start to follow them around, which is obviously causing the explosions of light on the floor. So you want to drag it out away from the raid. So tank-wise, you want to be tanking the boss as far from the edge as possible, and even if you're ranged and melee, you want to be close to the boss as you physically can to start with, to allow as much time as possible for when the Solar Zealots pick somebody up to try and drag them. By the way, if you are picked up by a Solar Zealot, that doesn't mean that you stop fighting. No, you can still dot the Solar Zealot up, you can still melee the Solar Zealot. You're not locked out of the fight, you're just the target of it. But I would say to all the other DPS, don't be apathetic. It's that word again. Don't be apathetic. Don't leave it to other people. Don't think somebody else will do my job for me. No, 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 no. Help out. Get the Solar Zealot down. Get the other DPS back in the fight. If you lose a couple of DPS are getting chucked off the edge because you just couldn't be bothered to help with the Solar Zealot, then you're going to wipe. And you're going to have to do it all again. You're going to waste more of your time. So don't be apathetic. Help out at all times. Anything that comes into the fight. The Construct ad, the Zealot, get onto everything. And if you are targeted by the Solar Beam, I would seriously recommend that you choose a better pathway than that. Try and pull it towards the edge. If you do notice the Solar Zealot is appearing above you, then just run to safe. Run as far away from the edge as possible before it grabs you. But a couple of pieces of gear there. Well, a couple of pieces. One of them was actually the legendary item to start the legendary quest line. That's the very first thing that you get to do, is to come here to Skyreach, and then the other one was a bit of loot. Isn't that just fine and dandy? So there we go, Skyreach. Quite a cool dungeon, quite a short dungeon. Great little boss mechanics in some of the fights. Woo! And there's me in my Iron Pirate suit thing. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. All those links are in the comments down below. And I'll be back, or the description I should say, down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.